There, I did not forget to hit record, AJ. All right. Well, welcome to the Santa's Magical Fellowship group on Thursday, May 16th. I am super excited tonight. We have the TNL crew on tonight. Well, most of them. Waiting on Bob to drop in real quick. Spangle's a little out of pocket, but we have some exciting news to share all around. So tonight's going to be awesome. We're flipping the script on Tuesday Night Live. So we're going to fly by the seat of our pants and have a good time. So welcome, Scott. Welcome, Angela. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you. We were just chit-chatting a little bit before the meeting, and seems like everyone's doing pretty good. Pretty good. So what else has we got?
Mel, could I ask that everybody kind of tell, for our sake, I don't know, Randall probably knows, but for Angela and myself and Bob when he gets here, where everybody's from?
Sure. Go right ahead. Who wants to start?
Well, I'm from Oklahoma.
Fantastic.
I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Very good.
Northwest Indiana.
Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, Canada.
Ohio. Rochester Hills, Michigan. North of Detroit.
North of Detroit.
I don't want to scare anybody, sorry.
No, I'll scare them. Long Island, New York.
Oh, okay. You win.
Oh no, Battle Creek, Michigan. So, what part of Texas are you from there, Angie? Is it Dallas or?
Mesquite, it's just east of Dallas.
Oh, okay, cool. For those of you who don't know, Angie is a producer and Bob's right hand and daughter of the TNL show. Scott, co-host. Spangle's normally a co-host, but he's twisting balloons tonight. I will be on shortly. He's putting up a backdrop. So I'm excited to see. He's so organized.
He's almost there.
Bob, you're so organized.
Sneaking in the back door the way it looks.
Yeah.
Hi, Angela.
So
Hi, AJ.
Well,
AJ.
what
Yeah,
are
it
y'all
is.
having storms in Canada?
are there any storms in Canada right now?
No, not what you guys have been getting.
Oh no, I lost my power 4 times last night. So we had some pretty high winds, and I had the kid up the street come down and pick limbs up out of the yard today. So it's definitely been tornado. Living in Tornado Alley, I'm right north of Oklahoma City, but Moore is south of Oklahoma City, and that's what they consider Tornado Alley. That's where tornadoes go through and leave toothpicks out of houses, everywhere. So we've been lucky. With the closest tornado to us was when Martin, which most of y'all probably don't know, it's Nitram the elf. He's my 12-year-old son. When he was an infant, we hid under the staircase, and the tornado actually took the 2nd floor of the house across the street out.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, that's how close it was. There was debris everywhere. It was different. It was definitely different. But I have a church that backs up to my property. So I honestly believe that there's God watches over his churches and the neighbors. So
I believe that too. I'm glad, living in Arkansas, tornadoes are scary. The 3rd year I lived there, my first house got tornado parked 3 trees on top of it while we were inside. So it was scary. So now I moved to Michigan where I didn't think there was tornadoes. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, Portage got hit big time, last week? Not too far from you. Yeah, that's we don't get many usually in Michigan. We really don't, but
no, there's a funnel cloud in downtown Battle Creek. Didn't touch, thank gosh, but there was a lot around us that caused some damage. Like right down in Kalamazoo, Portage really caused some damage. So just everyone stay weather aware and stay safe. It's a scary, unstable time of year with the weather and the atmosphere. So
the bottom line is everybody keep all these different cities and states in our union here in our country in our prayers, because the weather is very volatile from Texas all the way across up past Spangle and on into the Northeast. So
yeah, definitely all be safe. So Bob McMasters, hello, my friend. I love your
howdy, how's everyone?
We are doing great. We're excited to have you on tonight.
Hi, Bob.
Thank you.
There's-
Hello, AJ.
I'm wearing my hat, if you can see.
I see that. How cool is that?
Hopefully, I won't lose it this year. So,
I see two others wearing hats also.
Maybe mine will appear at the break. So, we're just catching up, Bob. We're flipping the scripts on you folks tonight. You're in the hot seat. We have a lot of good announcements and a lot of good things going on. I didn't know if TNL, you wanted to describe what's going on lately. Why does it look like Santa's Magical Fellowship Group is TNL? It's a question that we've been getting, and I think I'd like you guys to answer that.
You want to take a Scott? You want me to cover it?
Go for it, Bob.
Hang on, let's
All right. Well, to start with, Mel has actually been part of our TNL family for over 2 years at least.
Yeah.
She's done remote interviews for us, not only in Gatlinburg at the Santa Family Reunion, but also in Branson at the School of Santas each year. And we're so excited to have her. She helps Scott out on the production side at these remote events. She ran the spotlight in Branson, which was something we talked about, her jumping up on that. What was that, a 5-foot, 6-foot stand?
Yeah. 4-foot riser.
4-foot riser to get up there. And she made it look easy. I got to tell you, it's not that easy. She sure made it look easy.
That was
Did
fun.
a great job on the spot. But anyway, Mel has been a part of our organization for some time, kind of behind the scenes. It hadn't been put out there as much, although you'll see photos, which you may have seen that she posted this week of all of us together there in Branson. And we just absolutely love Mel. She is our favorite sister. Now, I've got to take it one step further, Mel.
Uh-huh.
You're our favorite sister brother.
All right.
She's our favorite sister with a beard.
There you go.
That
may sound a little bit better.
I like that. Your favorite sister brother with a beard. And I'm from Arkansas. That makes sense. That's great.
Oh, that's
But as far as taking it one step further, as far as the new backing of TNL Productions, powered by that we put that Stuart Dickin actually put that together for you, didn't he, Mel?
Yes, he did. Yep.
Stuart put that together. Fantastic young gentleman that does all kinds of really cool stuff. Got some books coming. Look out for those children's books. Anyway, he put that together, and it's just to kind of show folks that Mel ain't going anywhere. Mel is here. The Santa Magical Fellowship Group has been around as long as TNL has. We all started and launched back in 2021, and her group has grown immensely, and so has TNL. And so it just feels good to kind of merge them both together, as it's still the same group. It's still everything. All it is we're giving the TNL backing to let everyone know that we are one great big family, and we try to take everything that we do at TNL Productions to the next level, and that's where Mel's at, next level.
Absolutely, and it means the world to me.
Well, and you've got a lot of help over there on your group too, with Randy and Roger and everybody that that helps week in and week out. Carl, I mean, all you guys.
Absolutely. So, we are blessed to have the powered by TNL. It's absolutely amazing. TNL is fantastic. If you haven't joined the Tuesday night live show to watch it, please do. Join the Bob and Randall show on Monday. Absolutely amazing. I try to watch it every Monday when I'm at work. Then they just pop up all over. There's always something to learn from them. There's always something to do with the remote visits. It just made sense to join our brothers and try to get more information out there. What else are you going to do on a Tuesday night, Monday afternoon, with a couple other neat things on the horizon?
Or a Thursday night.
Yes, Thursday nights as well. What you're going to do on a Thursday night. We're glad you're here with us. And being in the TNL family, we'll have a chance to take you folks places that we couldn't go before. For example, I plan on going live at Jingle Joy coming up for the Michigan Association of Professional Santas, just to give you folks a little bit more into a glimpse of the lives of what we do as Christmas performers. So the TNL production crew took this Arkansan in, and made me family, and they're just wonderful, wonderful people. I have learned so much from Angela and Bob and Scott and Spangle and Randall and just everybody. And a lot of you folks, behind the scenes, they help me with my show if I have questions, and they're just amazing. And we've been around the same time. So it's kind of neat that we're now together as one, which is fantastic. But there are
Yeah.
more cool things. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just gonna say, and as you know, probably if I was gonna guess, I'd say 75%, maybe more of the MAPS folks, you guys are Scotch supporters of TNL and our Monday and Tuesday shows. You guys are always there to serve. We're better together, as you guys like to say, and of course our Texas following is pretty good. We do have folks across the country, different places. As far west and north is Santa Tom over in Vancouver, Washington, that watches quite often. But it's grown slower than I thought it would when we launched 4 seasons ago. I don't know why I thought it would take off as fast as it did, but I just knew that there was a niche that wasn't being filled in this community. Number one, fellowship. Mel got that covered. Number two, going to some of the remote events and covering the vendors and some of the participants. And I mean, we probably could have went into some of the workshops in Memphis and filmed those, but there again, you kind of start getting into the touchy subject of intellectual property, and you've got to have a written release to do that. So we just decided to take on just the vendors and the participants. Everybody's in public. Everybody's willing to share, and then, of course, the weekly shows. I mean, who else is covering the class community the way that we do? There's lots of other shows out there. Matt Spotty's North Pole Radio has been a fantastic addition, podcast at that. But we've absolutely loved doing this, love sharing, love bringing this stuff to you. I couldn't ask for a better co-host on Monday with Randall. I say that week in and week out. I'm so lucky to have him. So lucky to have my daughter Angela. We're lucky to have Scott on the production side and giving us all that support and being our remote coordinator for all events outside of the studio. So just want to thank every one of you. Thank you. You came by, which many of you did in Memphis, and said hi. Sal's, Carl, many of you did come by and say hi. Thank you. Thank you for all your support.
It is a fantastic show. And what I really like about the TNL platform is you bring the personality of the Christmas performer to us each Tuesday night, each Monday. You have such an array of guests with many various different backgrounds. Any time that you turn on the TNL show, you're going to learn something. You're going to laugh, but you're going to learn. And it is just a wonderful, wonderful platform. I can never, the first time I watched it, I was like, I'm hooked. And if you haven't tuned into it, please do, because you do learn a lot. And like Bob said, they're all people who are willing to share. They're willing to let that glimpse into their life, and they'll share freely. And that's one thing with these platforms is there's never a charge for anything that we do. Never. It's free. It's Randy's favorite F word. It's free.
Hold on, Randy. I'm coming, brother. I'm coming.
It's Bob's favorite F word too. It's all of ours.
The thing about it is there's no sense in us charging to share what we all love to do. And that's our probably our biggest motto is it's free.
Yeah.
And it always will be. We'll never charge.
Absolutely.
Everybody that's a part of TNL just wants to help the holiday community and everybody that's out there. And that's what's great. And so do people that are out there just want to help the people that watch. And it's just a great thing to see, the blending of all that.
Mhm.
So it's a wonderful thing. Like that's why, like Scott said, how can you charge for helping your friends and fellow brothers and sisters in red? I mean, just
Something we'll never do is ask you a question, take your answer, and sell it back to you.
no.
Nope. That's what makes it such a wonderful asset to the community. So TNL folks, how do you choose your guests when they're on their show? I know I've been a guest on your show multiple times and some of my favorite moments, but how do you look at what guests you're going to bring onto the show?
if we had enough time, we would get every single person portraying actively retired. We could on the show. It's such a blessing to have all you folks want to reach out, be part of the show. I have had a couple that have been hesitant. Say, you know, I've only been doing it 1 year or 2 years. I don't think I have anything to share. But I guess a couple of weeks ago that said that. Chris, Bert,
Oh, goodness, he was great.
who the heck doesn't think he doesn't have something to share? But that was the first thing he said to me. I don't think I've got anything to share. What can I tell everybody that they don't already know? And I said, Chris, you don't get it. Let me put this together. Think about it. And of course, Spangle and Chris talk to each other 2 or 3 times a day. So I had Spangle working on him from the other angle, and he finally agreed. And what a fabulous show that was!
That was a great show. It was a great show.
Again, I just see someone, and when I've got them in front of them, I say, "Hey, we've got this little show that we do. How about coming on and sharing your journey, your experience, your lessons that you've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent? It doesn't matter. We just want to hear it." Because we've all got that same journey that we've been down. We all started humble beginnings, and some of us jumped right into the school. Some guys that went 10, 15, 20 years didn't take a school. It's the guys that sit out there and say, I don't need a school. They don't know what they're missing because they've never been. They don't know they need it, but they do need it. Everybody needs it. It's something that sharing and fellowship and camaraderie. I mean, there's lots of different terms that you can use that brings us together as a family and makes us all better.
It does. In the infamous words of MAPS members, Michael Howe and everybody, we are better together. We really are. And one thing I want to focus on, and I know that this lady does not get enough credit for what she does, but Angela, you are a guru of all things like withered behind the scenes producer. My hat off to you, sister. Angela, I see the work that goes in with these shows, and the trivia questions alone boggle my mind with all the answers. Yeah, I mean, my hat's off to you. Running all the promos, the slots, I mean, you give any like Hollywood production a run for their money, sister. So you are absolutely amazing. And always say hi to Angela when you're on, because she's been working on it probably way before, you know, the TNL show is way thought out, way organized. But it's also spur of the moment. So Angela can think on her feet like this, you know. So
for those who have not been on the show before,
it's a script.
It is scripted. I have a lot of guys that aren't real familiar with our show and hasn't watched. Well, why do you script it? Why do you need a script? The main reason is it tells each one of us where our place is in the script, as you can see right here. It also tells us when Angela, you see her name over here at the top, cue the new with sound effects stuff for Santa.com video, and I have a little thumbnail out here to the side that lets her know. She takes this script ahead of time and she numbers those slides of what we're going to play each week. And that way she knows when to plug and play. You'll notice that, and again, I mentioned humble beginnings earlier, and of course these things go on. That's just for the Tuesday Night Live show. And a Monday show is a little bit easier. Randall and I, we speak from the cuff mainly, but there is a little bit of an outline that we do go by. That again just kind of helps us, you know where we're at, know when Angela has to plug and play. But again, you can see all these different thumbnails over here of all the things that we play and how effortlessly she knows when to plug them in.
Bob, hold the page back up again on the front page.
Hold on.
Front page of the Tuesday Night Live.
Either one of them. If you
I'm
notice in the top left-hand corner of that page, they're colored dots. On this side, on the left-hand side, they're colored dots.
Mhm.
Those are actually, when you're on the show, those colors pertain to who's supposed to be speaking that part, so you don't get mixed up. So the production of this is very time consuming, and we do it because we love doing it, and we do it because we want the community we want to share everything that we've learned and the folks in the community with the rest of the community.
Absolutely. So it is a big production, and my hat's off to all of you. You make it look so effortless and seamless where I know it's not. And Angela, you're the best Santa Wrangler I've ever seen. So, so
much. Thank you.
She is in the same room with me, as many of you hear us say, show in and show out. So we can't have our microphones or our speakers on at the same time, or we'll get continuous feedback. So she's always muted, and she can be picked up by my microphone. It may be a little bit remote, but you can usually hear.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
That is pretty cool.
This mic, which was a courtesy of Scott Seriton, when we first started this show, he says, "I found these mics are cheap." He said, "We ain't got a lot of money invested in them, but I'm gonna buy a couple of them and send you one." I said, "Okay." And for a cheap microphone, they are plenty hot. Matter of fact, I have to turn my volume down, keep it turned down, because otherwise I will blow you guys out of the room. And it's way over here. It's an arm length away from here. I'm so excited.
My mic's 2 foot away.
Pretty good.
So
Nice
that's
mic.
just how hot they are.
Very
It won't
hot.
come
mic.
around any further. It's going to show. I was going to show the rest of it, but it won't come around any further.
That is fantastic.
Anyway,
Hello, Chris. So
can I mention something, Mel?
I'm sorry.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get your spotlight.
I really want Scott to mention it. I want Scott to kind of tell everyone, because he does a better story of this than I do, of our first couple of 3, 4, 5, 6 shows, how we got started and how really rough around the edges we were.
Well, it started back a long time ago. So once upon a time, there were these 3 guys that were talking on live on Facebook. We were just chatting in the chat room, and we're throwing it around that, hey, we should do a broadcast and talk about sat bobs. Let's advertise the school to boost the school. Well, Ron McLam, who was kind of in this, and we started with just Facebook Live. And Bob says, I don't know. I don't want to make a fool of myself. And, no, we're not doing this. We got to figure out how to do this. And I said, Ron, put us on live. And we went on live, and that was the first show, just off the cuff. And we talked about absolutely nothing and a bunch of Christmas stuff. And it was just a free for all. It was a blast. And that's kind of how it, how it started. And then we did another one, and then Ron says, oh, I found this thing called StreamYard. Let's try this. It's just grown from that. And then I got very involved with my children, my boys, in scouting, and kind of dropped out and stayed in the background. And Barry Cummins came on, and he was on for a while until his health wouldn't allow it anymore. And then Spangle came on, and pretty much the rest is history. But it takes all of us to make it work. I mean, and to be honest, it's not cheap to do it, but we don't want to ever charge. It'll always be free.
Which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and we get asked the question a lot, why StreamYard? Why not Facebook Live? Why not Zoom? Some of the other platforms that are out there. And we just found that, for what you guys do on Thursday night, this is the perfect platform, because everyone is in a chat room together. Everyone has an opportunity to see and hear each other. And that was the biggest criticism we took in the beginning was, well, we're just mainly a comment box off to the side of the show. Well, yes, you are, but you're still participating, and we're still watching. And Angela, keeps up with those. And those that are pertinent to our conversation, she stars. And then at the end of the show, we go back and pick those up and talk about them. But the StreamYard platform is more like a real TV studio. Each one of us is in a remote area, in our own little world here. I like to tell folks my refrigerator's right here, my dining room table's right over here. I'm sitting between the kitchen and dining room looking out the back window in the backyard. It doesn't seem that way, though, when you see me from the camera angle with the backdrop. You would think I was in a studio somewhere, right? And so that's what we love about it, the way that it divides the windows up and all the extra features. We don't even begin to use a lot of the features that StreamYard offers. This last week, some of you may have noticed in the top right-hand corner of our video, feed was a little TNL production banner, just a little thumbnail up top right-hand corner. That's something that's been available to us. It's even available on the free, but it's the StreamYard thumbnail. And once you go to a paid account, then you can overlay your own thumbnail, icon, logo, whatever you want to do there. But we like the StreamYard. We think it works best for what we do. And nothing against Zoom, because many of these Zoom meetings, some guys will unmute and start shuffling papers around, and they'll be, talking to their wife, and they'll get up and go get them a stack and come back, and it's distracting in a lot of ways. And even though the host does have control over the mute button, most of you can unmute when you want to, and you anticipate wanting to ask something. You may mute and be unmuted for 2 or 3 minutes, and you hear the background noise, the TV, the cat, the dog, whatever. So we love the StreamYard platform.
Which is good actually for your show, yeah.
Randy's probably got something to say about it. I mean, he's shaking his head up there. So
What you got, Randall?
Yeah, I think the StreamYard is nice because to me it reminds me of like kind of like the Johnny Carson deal or whatever. You've got the host and the co-host and everybody right there, and that's what you're kind of watching. You're kind of like Bob said, it's more of a TV show. That's what those two shows are more about. Is to me is you're watching the co-host, the host, and then a special guest or whatever is like they're the people that are focused at that time. So that's what I think is cool about that. So and I think we always answer, like Bob said, as many questions as possible. We see on the right hand side. I know we miss a few because it scrolls up sometimes pretty quick. Like last Monday, we had a lot of people typing in, but I think we got everybody. So it's a good thing to have. Streamer, like Scott said, it's not cheap. That's a yearly thing to keep that going, but it's all for a good reason. It's all for the benefit of people that watch. For us, it's a benefit for me. It's a benefit for everybody that is be a part of it.
Yeah.
We all learn something. Like we said, we'll learn something if it's just to laugh at that time, or if it's just I'm not going to do that because somebody told a story that something happened. Whatever it is, you're going to learn something.
Yeah. And it's
Well,
great.
the other thing, Mel, about StreamYard, and Angie can probably maybe elaborate on this if I missed something, but it also allows us to broadcast on multiple medias at the same time. So, Angie, what is it? YouTube, and you can go through Facebook and through the back door. And how many different channels can we broadcast on at the same time, or two? Do you know?
I think it's 5 with our paid level of what we pay. Now we're not using the professional. We're using the middle paid account. And I think with the professional account, you've got, unlimited. If there's a platform out there and you want to do it, broadcast to that, you can. But I think ours is 5 if I remember.
No, but don't go nowhere. Stay over on the side. Stay right here.
So,
But that's part of Angela's job. Is she actually sets it up and broadcasts on all the other platforms that we broadcast to, like YouTube. And she then, at the end of the show, after everybody leaves from the green room, she spends another hour uploading it all, probably. So, it's a time consuming thing, but like I said, again, we love doing it, and the more, the merrier. And we hope that everybody from this platform will come over there. And the other advantage is that having Mel part of the TNL family, and in this Thursday night Zoom call, we can actually share on our platforms, and she can share on hers, so we can share to increase our audiences across the board as well.
Which is fantastic, because knowledge is power, and the more people we reach, it's absolutely amazing. So we, because we're a fellowship group, we stick with the Zoom so we can talk, but we have done 2 or 3 StreamYards in the past. I do have a paid StreamYard account too. And we typically will reserve that if it's like that one meeting we had, I forget who was on.
Was
Can't
it your
remember who it was.
magician show?
No, it was, I don't remember if it was Cunningham or Gillum. One of them we went StreamYard on, just because there was so many people in the room, so many people in interest. I just didn't know Zoom could handle it at that time, so I did that one on StreamYard. So, but now, being powered by TNL, like I said earlier, we can go remote, we can, get out there and spend more time showing,
How you
and
doing?
seeing people.
Doing
Hey,
good.
good deal. So, but we're excited about it. Now, I know Bob and Scott and Randall, not to put you in, Angela, not to put you in the hot seat, but there's some upcoming news announcements. Did you want to share any of those on your end?
Well, I guess I think the one that we can probably go ahead and talk about before we get into the TNL portion of it would be North Pole Cornerstone. Scott and I, Deanna Gold and Judith Broderick are in the process of putting together our second installment of North Pole Cornerstones. And we announced yesterday to those who attended our February class, it went out to them first to let them know that we have secured our contract. Scott, you want to tell them about it?
Yes, it's at the Northwest, San Antonio Marriott Northwest, where it was last year. Everybody raved over the food that they catered for one thing, but it's going to be January the 31st through February the 2nd. And the registration, as tentatively, will be 8 o'clock Friday morning on the 31st. So, and the rooms are I can tell you this because they're already secure. The rooms are 152, including breakfast. And
two breakfast
that
per
is
room.
right, 2 breakfasts per room, and that is plus tax and whatever they charge the plus.
Pretty
So, but last year it was 149. It went up $3. With food and inflation and everything else, I thought that was pretty reasonable, so we went with it. And we're working on just some more fine details. Haven't gotten it nailed down, but possibly maybe on Thursday, if you come in early, we may have a wine country tour that goes out, which will be additional cost. I'm working on that as well, so you have something to do to tour around Fredericksburg and in the wine country on Thursday possibly, and if you choose to, and then of course we go to the river on Saturday night with a bus, and we go down and we get on the river boats in the river, and we go around and we sing Christmas carols and act like Clauses, and they have a ball. And then when we get off the boat, we will stay down there, and everybody's there for dinner on their own. And there's tons of restaurants and lots to see down there. So that was the biggest thing, is we didn't get to spend a lot of time down there. So this year we're going to spend the evening down there, and then we'll ride the bus back to the hotel. So part of the reason for the bus is because parking in San Antonio downtown, number one, is a nightmare, and number two, it's stupid expensive. Just plain.
Anywhere from $35 to $50.
Wow.
So that's where we are with that, but we're looking forward to everyone that would love to come, and the registration will be open in the next couple of weeks, providing that we get all the logistics done to that and get the everything set up where it all talks to each other. So
Now, for those who
And
not,
if I may, I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead. Nope, you
I
first.
was just gonna say, if
Man's
I
not
may,
playing.
people say, why San
Who
Antonio?
was
Well,
that? You just-
San Antonio is the #1 destination city in Texas. Everyone loves Texas, Mexican food, barbecue. That's on the Riverwalk. There's several barbecue places that are renowned for their barbecue. Mexican food restaurants up and down through there. It's been there for 40, 50, 60 years. They wouldn't stay in business if the food wasn't good. We went down last year. We rode the boats and we got on the bus. I say last year, actually February this year. And then we went to a remote area for barbecue because we could not find, Scott and I worked months trying to find a location on the Riverwalk where they would accommodate 60 to 70 people. So Friday and Saturday night, they won't do it. You can come as individuals and stand in line and wait. And most of the time there's lines of, an hour or better, like most big cities. And so this year we're going to go ahead and go down to the Riverwalk a couple hours early, actually, compared to what we went last year. And that'll give everyone plenty of time to get 4 hours or so on the river after we get there in the boat ride and kind of do what you want to do, because that was one of the criticisms we had.
Now, for those who
Anyway.
don't know what North Pole cornerstones are, can you gentlemen and Angela take a minute to explain exactly what the North Pole cornerstone is?
Yeah, let me do it this
Great.
way because
Let me
It's a
spot-
great block of cement
It's a great block of cement. Thanks.
at the
Rich
corner
over
of the
here.
building.
Rich over and hit him on top of the head.
Scott's got jokes. Yeah. I know someone asked me, what is North Pole cornerstones? And I'm like, well, Bob and Scott will be on and Randall can explain it. So, and I see
Okay,
that.
so
Go ahead.
the best way to explain it is just tell you what our Facebook page actually says, because it puts it in the best words. We took 2 Christmas schools, collaborate to form North Pole Cornerstones. 2 schools is Santa Nana's Holiday University, which is Deanna Golden and Judith Roderick, and Sat Bob's, which is Santa and the Business Being Santa, which is solely owned by me now. Once Gordon has passed, he willed that to me. And we brought them together, not combining them as one and doing away with the other 2. We just made a third entity from the first 2.
With new curriculum.
With new curriculum and a new approach to the curriculum. It's innovative and groundbreaking work from 2 legendary people. Of course, Lucky Royce was Santa Nana, for those who may not have known Lucky. I think everyone in the industry, if you've been in it any time at all, knew who Gordon Bailey was. And so by bringing these 2 respective schools together and taking some of their curriculum topics, but rewriting the curriculum and presenting it in a breakout, less PowerPoint, hardly any lecture, but more group activity. We break out into individual groups. You're assigned a group. This last year, I think it was 9 to 10 people per group. And whoever you was with from the very first session is who you stay with all weekend long. So each time that we switch subjects, go to a new topic, and we break out, you stay with the same folks. That way you get to know those folks if you don't already know them. And if you do know them, you may get to know them even better. But you work together to put together assignments that we assign each one of you. And now we give you, in some cases, we gave multiple choices where you could pick what you wanted. But once a topic was chosen, it was off the table. So we had enough for everyone to choose. One of our first segments was about St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, Krampus, all the characters built around the Christmas tradition. And we even had costuming. And you had to put together a short 5-minute play with costume to represent the character that you chose. And it blew my mind what these people came up with. It was phenomenal. But those are the kind of things that we're doing that's different. Now, we sent out an after survey to all the folks who attended last year, and we got nothing but positive feedback. I don't think we got any negative as far as the curriculum went at all. Everybody said, "Oh my gosh, that's what we've been yearning for. This is what we've been wanting. We wanted interactive. We didn't want to sit in class and listen all day." So we kind of tried to take it to a whole new level. Scott, you got anything to add to that?
No death by PowerPoint.
Oh, sorry, Scott. You got unmuted. Got to unmute, Scott. You still muted, Scott.
No death by PowerPoint.
Yep. No death by PowerPoint.
And the thing about it is that the food at the hotel, we now have a rapport with the food and beverage people, and the chef personally has come into the room every night we were there and said, "Hey, is there anything we can do different, and can we improve?" So you're going to get a taste of Texas food. So we have a Mexican buffet. We did a sandwich buffet. You will not go hungry. I will promise you that, unless you just don't eat. There's more food than you'll ever eat. And that's the one thing I can give to this hotel and this facility. Now, I will tell you this, not to discourage anything. It's a little landlocked. And if you want to go out somewhere and eat, we're working on having transportation to take you to those places, or if you need to go to the mall. The hotel will provide some of that, but that's still in the works. But that was probably the biggest complaint, wasn't it, Bob? That we were kind
Yeah,
of.
and that was only by a couple of people that needed to go. One lady who needed to go pick up a prescription because she had went off without a prescription. My wife took her. That eliminated that problem. And a couple others was wanting to go to the local mall and do some shopping. And the reason they wanted to go just to explain why. We also worked with a charity, and our charity last year was the Roy Moss Youth Foundation in San Antonio. Matter of fact, they were just across the highway from where we were at. And we asked that our attendees voluntarily bring, we had a whole list of things that was on the list of needs that they had. And some folks flew in or came in and didn't bring anything and wanted to go buy stuff. We had Gordon Bailey's sleigh. It's just one of those 1890 cutters, two-person cutter. We had it there, a couple of reindeer hooked up to the front. If you've been to SOS, it's similar to what Spangle does. And it was stacked full at the end of the weekend. It was crazy. The outpouring was incredible. Plus, some folks even gave monetary. So, again, that was the need for going somewhere to purchase something.
And another announcement that pertains to Cornerstones, we want to we want to open up, and in TNL gives a scholarship for North Pole Cornerstones, and we by being part of the TNL family, Mel, we're going to come up with a way that you can offer people to have a chance to maybe through a trivia question or something, and get their name in the hat for the drawing of that TNL scholarship.
Here on your platform, here on your Thursday nights.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. I know I'm excited. I'm going this year, and I would love to see as many of our group there as well. So it'll be fun. Really excited. It's like I've already made travel arrangements pretty much. So it'll be great. It'll be great to have other people there. But that's very kind of you. Thank you so much. That means the world to us.
In your defense, Mel, you were actually supposed to come last year, but things didn't work out because of your move.
Yeah, things didn't work out the way that they should have. Yes, but it'll always be special in my heart. So Cornerstone's it's amazing. You know, School of Santas and Cornerstone are just two really good parts of my heart, and unfortunately I just could not make it this past year, but I was there in spirit, that's for sure.
Yes, ma'am, for sure.
So-
And you know that Scott and I work for Spangle in Branson, helped put his event on for him. And you know, he's taught us a lot about how to put these events together, and Scott had experience with large events, and I've had experience with putting smaller events together, but we learn a lot from Spangle, and there's a lot of things, I mean a lot of things that Spangle does right. And so we kind of took that concept again. Why San Antonio? Why February? We wanted to be the first ones to roll out after Christmas, because we figured you guys might have went out and made a little bit of money for Christmas and might want to spend it on education. So it was a good chance to roll out first. And where else in the country are you going to go besides Florida or Southern California, where the weather is going to be nice enough in February to be able to hold an event like that? So we looked at multiple different places, New Orleans, San Antonio. We looked at Phoenix, but we ended up staying with San Antonio because of the Alamo, because of the Riverwalk, and some of the traditions that San Antonio has down here. You got Six Flags, Fiesta Texas theme park used to only be open seasonal. Now they're open almost year round because the weather is so nice down there. You got SeaWorld right by Six Flags. So there's other destinations. San Antonio's got one of the top zoos in the nation. I mean, there's so many things to do. Come in a couple days early, stay a couple days late, and
the Space Needle bomb, the Space Needle's there.
Space Needle.
Yep. Our rate at 152 and if you choose to go and you have problems, just reach out to me and I can get it straightened out. But they have given us that rate 2 days before and 2 days after as well.
That is fantastic. There's a lot to do in San Antonio, and that Riverwalk's amazing. I have not been down there in February, but when I lived in Arkansas, I was down there one year in August, and it was pretty neat. Hot, but it was pretty neat.
Yeah, August.
And these guys know how to throw a school, you know, and just for the record, you did know you just admitted that Spangle did something right on live TV, right? So you're gonna have to, don't tell them shh. So,
Yeah.
but no, these guys are amazing. The way they put things together is just so organized. And I would love to see our group in San Antonio. And I'd like to see our group in School of Santas and Branson coming up in July as well. So I know TNL will be there. So that will be awesome. We had so much fun last year. It was absolutely amazing. I didn't know I could hurdle a 4-foot stand. And I didn't end up in traction. That was pretty cool. So, but Craig, you had a question, hon.
Well, the last time I was in Texas, I visited Fort Worth and I got to race armadillos and won. So my main question is, will I get to have an armadillo race at the Cornerstones if I were to come?
Armadillo race.
Scott, you're the event
important.
coordinator.
My internet connection is freezing up, so.
Oh. Craig
Oh,
wanted to
what
know
a
if it
cop
was
out.
armadillo racing.
Oh, okay. Bob, and Mel, if you don't mind, I'd like to just throw it out to your audience here. And if anybody has a question, possibly they'd want to ask any of us about North Pole while we're on the subject and Cornerstones, and then maybe we can move on to some of the TNL announcements possibly.
Okay.
Craig, he's sidestepping you, brother.
Yeah. We want to know about armadillo racing. I'm Craig. I'm sure we can figure something out.
Oh, that's where it froze, I guess.
Make it happen.
Make the armadillo race happen, Scott.
I'm just saying, I'm the reigning armadillo racing champion, so at least in my own mind.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Yeah, amen. It's something I've never heard.
Don't think that I won't go tomorrow and start looking for people that raise armadillos to race them.
He will. He
You've been
will. He
you've
will.
been voluntold, Craig.
Yeah.
So if you've got a real quick armadillo, I hope you get him trained up because those ones in Texas are quick.
Well, I used the house armadillos that were at the Fort Worth stockade yards. That's the one that I won with. I don't have my own armadillo that I keep with me.
I can't believe this is a thing.
We used to eat them.
Wow.
Now, with all that said, Craig, and I'm glad you mentioned Fort Worth Stockyards because, and this is just a concept. This is by no means have we stepped outside other than just the quick idea of this. But if our February 2025 North Pole Cornerstones is successful as our one this last February was, or even bigger, because we've had so many folks say they're coming. Of course, it's easy to say it, but to show up's another thing. But if it is, we're looking at a couple of other locations for our fall session. Again, this is just in the pipeline of thinking, and Cowtown was one of the places that we looked at. So,
Come to Lake Lanier Islands.
Stockyards has so much to offer over there.
Where is that, Derek?
Come to Beaufort, Georgia, Lake Lanier Islands.
Oh, okay. It's nice there. Lake Lanier's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Hey, Huntsville, Alabama works for me.
There you go. Hey, Derek. So,
I'm sure these guys would be happy if we came to Canada.
Yeah.
that would be awesome. Georgia is beautiful. Alabama is beautiful. There's just beautiful places all over. It's kind of cool to find the right spot. So, but that's great. A fall session. I like that. So,
well, like I said, there's nothing set in stone. It was just talk that there was a possibility that maybe we branch out and do a fall session. So,
well, everything in mankind is built on a conversation. So there you go. More power to you. I
Very
wish
true.
you the best.
Now we mentioned scholarships earlier. I believe there's probably going to be a couple of other scholarships offered by others to NPC for our February 2025. So keep your eyes open and your ears open and look for that because I know of one that has promised and another that has said maybe. So, but I'm not going to announce that. That's up to them to announce.
Fantastic. Again, we'll just keep your eyes peeled. It'll be great to see everyone there. So, did anyone have any other questions for the TNL family? Because I know we have some exciting announcements on the horizon. So, Scott, you were talking about some announcements. Is there anything that you folks wanted to share? Oh, wait, Chris,
Bob, you wanna do that?
TNL, you
Yeah,
guys confirmed that you'll be at our Red Suit Conclave, correct?
Right, we'll be at the Red Suit
Yeah.
Conclave, we'll be at School of Santas in Branson in July. And that will probably be the traveling for this year, because when we get back, we'll get ready for our own personal seasons. We will be in Gatlinburg in 25, and possibly have a booth there, as like we did at ISC. We were at ISC as well, and hopefully we'll get a little more footage. And like we said, Mel is going to be doing some remote broadcasts for us, and we'll stream those, and they'll be I assume probably put on YouTube. Angie, where will those go?
YouTube. We can also share them over to TNL.
Right.
We're
Correct,
excited.
Angie?
Yes.
Do you have a Facebook page, Mel, for this group?
Yes, we do. We actually.
Well,
have
it could go to there too. I assume, Angie, couldn't it?
So,
Be shared there. Yeah. Okay.
and feel free to always check our page, guys. There's always information on there. If you have a question or a comment, please feel free to type it on there. We have hit over 1,500 members, and everyone is just itching to help everyone out. So it's an amazing platform, and the TNL folks, equally as awesome, can actually answer questions as well. So we're better together. So I'm sorry, Scott, I took away your announcement thing.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Well, what he didn't talk about, which I think Mel is trying to lead us into here, is we can be broad, can't get into any specifics yet on this, but the TNL platform is expanding. We're trying our best to bring you as much content, good content that you can use, give you some things to do along the way that will improve your portrayal. So one of the things that we're trying to get put together, and it's a go. We happen to know it'll happen on Wednesday nights, but we've got a new show coming, and I'm not in it. Scott's not in it. Spangle's not in it. Randy's not in it.
I'm not in it.
We do have 2 new characters coming that will be launching a new show on Wednesday nights. It's in the works right now. Once it gets put together and we get a final look at what we've got, the product that we're putting out, then we will announce and let everyone know what that is. But
Bob,
all I can say is it's going to be something very special. Randy, what do you think about it? You know about it, so.
Yeah, it's going to be, I guess it's just going to be a riot. Yeah, don't miss. It's going to be, like I said, help the portrayal, but you're just going to have fun watching it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a total different type thing, but very entertaining, but very, of course, educational.
And-
It's put on by a couple of guys you probably know, but maybe not. But this is all new to TNL, the people that are going to be at it. So I don't miss it. Don't miss it. It'll be announcing soon. I talked to them the other night, and they're very excited about getting things going. So
Bob, can we drop the hint of possibly what the name might be? Or do we need to wait
That
on
would give it away, wouldn't
That would give it away.
that
if
would
you did
totally,
that.
yeah, that would definitely answer everything. Yeah.
I was
Okay,
hoping
well-
for just a teaser, and I think the teaser was great. So
Okay, well, let me put it this way. The last part of the name of it is time.
is what?
It's
Time.
time.
Time, TIME.
There you go.
You'll get it when it comes. So
That's
there's my
perfect.
teaser, time.
That is perfect.
Because
That
it'll
is-
definitely be a good time.
That is the Santa's Magical Fellowship way to do a TV teaser. So that is going to be an awesome show coming on Wednesday night. Stay tuned for that information. I can't wait to see people's faces when we find out who it is. I do want to make an announcement on Santa's Magical Fellowship group. Starting next Thursday after the meeting, we're going to roll into another program right off the bat. Again, sponsored by Santa's Magical Fellowship group, powered by TNL. I have 2 Mrs. Clauses. I have Erica Minton. I'm proud to say is one of my best friends, and Sean White is an amazing friend and a wonderful Mrs. Claus. Erica, they'll alternate weeks. Erica actually will start with Winging It with Wingnut the Elf. it's gonna be a hootenanny of a holiday time. And she's gonna get in and just see what trouble her and Lester the Penguin can get into. And it's gonna be a whole lot of laughs and just a rip-roaring tale of racing reindeer and magical escapades. This week will be followed by a fun lesson, how to spin your own festive tales. It's perfect for anyone looking to add a dash of imagination to their holiday performance. There'll be a Q&A session where Wingnut will help you on your journey to creating your own stories. Till then, everyone fan the flames of your own stories so that you can be the spark of the lights of others, and she'll see you at the checkered flag. Erica's personality of Wingnut the Elf is a retired NASCAR pit crew member who trains Santa's reindeer. So all about learning, all about story time, all about improv, and she'll be on next Thursday after our show. And then the following Thursday will be Sean White, and I will announce what her show will be as well, but we'll roll right over into that. So it'd be kind of neat. We're kind of expanding our reach as well. Get the Mrs.
Thank
Paul.
you for the help on that too, Mel. A fantastic job working with the ladies, putting that together. And again, we're proud to have you guys as part of the TNL platform. Hey, think about this. So we're going to be on Monday at 3. We're going to be on Tuesdays at 7. We're going to be on Wednesday nights. Not sure exactly the exact time yet, but we're going to be on Wednesday nights. And then Thursday, doubleheader.
Yep. So that way we have a little bit of everything covered for everybody, we can grow.
What
learn.
else are you going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, right?
Absolutely. Come grab a cup of coffee, stay for fellowship, learning, love, and laughter. So,
And then you have Friday for date night.
there you go. See, Friday night and the weekend's yours. So, but we definitely appreciate it. We're looking forward to working with TNL Productions, more so than normal. We've always been kind of there, but it just means the world of us guys to be with you and be part of the family. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and you guys are amazing. Does anyone else have any questions?
I do.
Yes, Bob.
Are they all going to be recorded for later viewing?
Yes, I've got a new computer, so I can finally do that. As long as AJ reminds me to record them, we're good. So,
Perfect answer. Yes, they all will be recorded. Again, they'll be shared on both platforms. So
absolutely. So I will upload this when I'm done and we'll record this, and it's free. As Randall says, yes, his favorite word there is free. And Bob's favorite word will always be free. Because if we grow, learn, and inspire one another, we can grow, learn, and inspire the rest of the world and whoever we touch. So,
Well, Mel, the other thing is that our shows are live, and just like this is live. So my favorite F word is forgiveness.
It's a good word.
Because there always slip ups and mistakes. Ask Bob, ask Randall, ask Angie. Angie will tell you that, yeah, she just shakes her head at us sometimes.
I can only imagine. And I think that's what makes it fun, it's always like spur of the moment, anything can change. And sometimes that's where you create your magical memories too. So, which is
that
great.
was my comments on that first live that we did. I said, I don't want to make a donkey out of myself in front of everybody. I do a good enough job of that,
Yeah.
And they said, no, you don't get it. That's part of the fun. People like to laugh with you and at you at the same time. And if you make a mistake and it's live, it's a mistake. It's made. Just, roll with it. So we have fun with it.
And that's why I love our fellowship group. We've done everywhere from chicken recipes to falling out of a chair. So, I mean, it's fantastic, Does anyone else have anything else for our Tuesday Night Live guests? Any questions for anybody else? No. I'm so glad to see everybody. This is awesome. And again, there's only the stars to reach out there. So thank you, TNL. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, fellowship group. We're still our fellowship group. We're still doing it. We just have a longer reach right now, and it's going to be amazing. As always, I do want to be respectful of your time, but I do want to say what I always say because I mean it. We're all entrusted with such a gift of Christmas magic. We're the keepers of that magic. We are Christmas magic. So every time you look in that mirror, folks, remember the gift that you've been given. You are the keeper of that Christmas magic. but you're also the flame that ignites that Christmas magic. And that's pretty dang cool, if you ask me. So until next time I see you folks, may visions of sugar plums dance in your heads. Much love, laughter, and life to every single one of you. Please be safe, and we'll see you next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Y'all
Good
take
Monday.
care. Have a good night. Thank you,
Good
everybody.
night, guys.
Bye,
Thank you,
Scott.
TNL.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Good
Good
night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Derek, it's good to see you again, man.
See you
Great
there.
seeing
Good to see
everybody.
everybody.
Good
Bye.
to see everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
These people, they're
Okay.
bleeping it. Holy mackerel.